Hi there, Kim Kunkel here, owner and designer over at EasyDigitals.com, time-saving backgrounds and templates for photographers. Today I have a three-part series for you. In part one, I'm going to extract a player from the background. In part two, I'm going to go over the layers of the Victory Lights set. And in part three, I'm actually going to add the player to the background. So let's go ahead and get started. When we're finished, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to click File and Open, and I'm going to browse to my background. Today we're working with the 8x10 vertical. I'm going to click Open. Now let's go over some of these layers. When you first open it, it's going to be on your player here. And so if you drag in your player or copy it over right now, it'll go in right above this. So it's just a placeholder. And I have some other placeholders that are basically descriptive words, or it's a description for the layers below. So this one says name layers below, smoke layers below. So they're just basically informational layers. When you open it, you're going to see the first thing that you're going to see is these names. I'm going to turn off the saying layer. Let's say we wanted to use these and put in a player's names. And maybe you need to add or remove a layer. Let me see, I missed one here. You can duplicate this if you need to add by just right-clicking and then duplicate layer. And then you can change the name. I'm going to turn on my cap lock. Oops, I should be changing it over here. Let me zoom in and get my type tool. Okay, so now I have my extra layer on top of this layer. So basically you can select all of these at one time by grabbing the first one and then coming down here and pressing Shift and selecting them all. And then you're going to come over and you're just going to come over to this and distribute them in the middle. So now, as you can see, Bob and Colt are separate. And if you needed, let's say this one you want further to the left, you just scoot it over, select them all, and then click this again. And then if you needed to remove one, you can right click it, delete it, and then scoot the next one over, and then select them all, and center again. So that's how you can work with those. I feel like that's an easier way than having each name like this, but you can just decide for yourself what's your easiest workflow. So let me go ahead and come to my history window, history. I'm just going to go back to where I started. So let's close that out for now. All right, the second thing is these boxes here, and they will be how you will change the color. And you can change the shape of these too, like this, or you can flip it 180 degrees. And you can do the same with this one. You can bring it in. And you can, change it to however you want it to be. Press Enter. So then we have our smoke. And I'm going to come back to View, Fit on Screen. You have the smoke. And you can also change the smoke, the direction of it. Just come over to this little square until you get the little angle. And then you can switch it out. You can turn it, you can make it bigger, wider, smaller, or larger. I'm going to undo that. Okay, so I'm going to turn these off for now, because when I bring my player in, I want them to be off. Okay, so then we have this type up at the top, which I'll show you how to change that later. We have a hue saturation. So if you want to change this to any color, you can, and then you can increase the saturation. Top light. And that just makes it a little bit brighter at the top, which I think looks nice. But depending on your photo and how you want it to look, it's gonna decide which ones you want to use. And this one has more of a beam to it. So then we have our layers of the floor. So we have baseball field, and I have a levels for that. So you can mess with that, turn it up and down, or you can desaturate it over here. And you turn that off, and you have your football field, which also has a levels that you can mess with. And then we have the grass, which has the levels. So let me turn off the football field, turn on the grass. Then we have reflections. And the reflections have lights with them, just like the top reflections do. So if you need to change the perspective, you can just grab all of this. So I'm pressing Shift and grabbing it all, and I'm just going to push it down. So if I wanted my person to look like they were standing a certain way, I can adjust this so that it makes that happen. I'm going to undo that. And you can reduce the opacity if you need less opacity there. So that's basically how all the layers work. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the reflection. You can also turn off the lights. And this is kind of a cool look too. And I'm going to turn on the grass because we're going to work with a soccer player.